Hey, hello everybody, welcome to Thunderdog Top League. Whoa, hello. Top
You're
Dog
close.
League. There we go.
There.
And this is going to be game number 2 of tonight's show. We've got Rip Zeez going up against 440 Gaming, spawning in the upper right-hand corner in the green trucks, representing Team 440 Gaming. He is Geeden.
I like that. Let's see if I can do it like Cha0s. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Overgrowth, we have for Team Rip Zeez, our Protoss player, Dipwood.
Pretty close, man. Pretty close.
Was that Cha0s-esque? I really tried. But thank God I have this water. Seriously, my throat feels like sandpaper.
Water OP.
Yeah. You gotta hydrate, man. Done far too much talking today. Never a good thing. So, man, like, do we have to wait just for, like, I'm so still, like, amped from the last game. Like, there was so many things happening. Now I'm like, oh, yeah, they have to build buildings first. I forgot.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Infrastructure. Meh.
Too bad you can't just start at, like, the 10-minute mark.
Yeah.
Granted, when we got cheese, you know, then it can be a little bit more interesting, but yeah, is what it is.
Dat cheese.
So yeah, dat cheese. So it looks like Geeden went for a 15 hashfit pool. Pretty standard build. A little less standard on this map just because it is a 2-player map. Don't want any fancy cannon rushing and things like that. But looks like he's going to be okay as Cybernetics Core is just now finishing. No, doesn't look like there's going to be any forge anytime relatively soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Lore said, I realize you guys aren't normal. Just do your thing. What do you mean we're not normal, Lore? Huh?
He's just jealous of our non-normality.
I think he's now realizing that half of our job is just to rip on whoever the administrator is for the night. Because you always make fun of Shock whenever she's running things. So, welcome to the club, Lore. Now we get to make fun of you the whole time.
That's how we do it. Anyways, looks like Geeden's going to be going ahead and taking that really fast third base. Haven't seen this play actually in a long time. Generally speaking, we don't. Actually, this is okay. Yeah, so he took the gas with the third base. Definitely going to be focusing a little bit more on the economics of things. Granted, Dipwood actually just barely missed scouting that third base, which actually could be a really big issue. And actually. Oh, the Ling, it saw it. It just decided it didn't want to attack it or anything.
It wasn't on attack move. It was on, like, regular move command, which is just odd. So both of them, like, just missed each other. Oh, no, he's going to find it. He found it. It's on attack move this time.
Yeah, there we go. So, now, unfortunately, if the probe does go down, which... Actually, he's going to just go ahead and say, you know, I don't care if I lose this probe. I'm going to just throw this down. Now, granted, this is going to tip Geeden off and let him know, hey, my opponent's going to be a little bit aggressive. Actually, I really like this style of play. I think it's very underutilized.
Absolutely.
It is kind of cheesy because it is very much a 4-gate, but it's just like... It's postured behind that expand build.
Oh, he's not going to be able to warp in.
Oop.
Yep, there's no way.
Yep, no way. It's okay. He's got a probe, building another pylon anyways. But, like I said, 4 gates are already done. The proxy pylon is going to be coming out. Granted, there are a handful of Lings already out on the field. Total of 11 so far. Isn't going to quite... Ooh, it's looking for it. They're looking for it. There we go. He sees it.
Yeah, that proxy pylon. He's got one down below. 4 zealots being warped in there. Yeah, and I do absolutely love this playstyle just because it's kind of like, especially with what Geeden's doing, it's like, I'm going to be greedy and take a third base really fast. And, I mean, Dipwood's like, oh, definitely not. Like, this is designed to shut down the third base. That's kind of the whole goal of what he's doing. He kind of puts himself behind if he doesn't. So, we'll see. And, ooh, he's going to lose that pylon. That's a little hurtful.
Yeah, now, unfortunately, the roaches are actually just now getting ready to pop out here. Just a couple more seconds on those, and then they'll be ready and rocking. And yeah, I'd say that this has been shut down pretty hard so far. It just depends on whether or not these roaches will do the appropriate micro that they need. Obviously losing a lot of lings to these Zealots, and Zealots are pretty darn good as they continue on marching right in.
Yeah, but now he's getting pushed back pretty firmly, and he did have the backup plan. He's got that Robo coming up, but dipwood, I mean, you got to call it that he's at a little bit of a disadvantage as far as how this went out of the gate. No pun intended there with the 4-gate happening, but I mean, what else can you say? This was definitely designed to shut down the third base and did not accomplish that goal. And look at how confident Geeden is. 16 drones on the way. So he's like, well, nothing's coming now, and it looks like he's pumping out Immortals, building up a small sentry number. I wonder if he's trying to turn this into a +1 sentry Immortal all-in?
I feel like this is the only thing that you can follow up with at this point, because, I mean, at this point, Roaches are already out on the field with Speedlings, so going and taking your third, you have to have a significant force to be able to hold that.
Yep.
Third base, 3-base production is already complete for the Zerg player, and +1/+1 is also is on the way. So it's like everything is starting to move in the direction that Geeden really wants it to, and without the units that he, sacrificed there at the beginning, dipwood is just definitely very, very far behind.
Yeah, I'm not sure if how many sentries he's necessarily going to bring in, but he's certainly working on it. And oh no, that Hydra Den is almost done. And you know what was the killer in a lot of ways of Sentry Immortal all-ins was the Hydralisk. That unit is a jerk. And yeah, this is moving out at I think 10:30. I think like the real Sentry Immortal all-in. If you're talking like Parting-esque back in the day with the same thing, his was like the 6-gate craziness, but I think that was like moving across the map at like 9:30 or something like that. And he's not even nearly across the map yet.
Yeah, it looks like dipwood is going to be trying to take a third base at this point. Granted, the the creep is going to be a little bit of a Debbie Downer right there. Honestly, I think you'd be better off just going ahead and taking... Oh, well, I guess there's a Brood Ling down there and then a Brood Ling at the gold base. He's not taking either one of those anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know if he's actually wants to build anything there. I think maybe it was just kind of like a fake, like, oh, maybe I'm not pushing across the map because you totally know that. And, oh, this is getting a little rough. Oh, in the burrow! Oh, and he's going to let all those, that Guardian Shield just waste away as he just kind of sits under those force fields. Like, well, guess you should have gotten an observer, bro. This is what happens when you wait a little too long for this. So dipwood is in a really, really, really tough spot right now.
Now, I do find it interesting that dipwood did go ahead and get a warp prism.
Yeah,
Do a little bit of a harassment. I think it's a really smart move. The only problem is he's got to be able to deal with this roach force, which. Quite honestly, those roach numbers are starting to look pretty darn scary. 36 in total.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was part of the original Parting Sentry Immortal all-in, was that you got to put that Warp Prism in there to help micro with the Immortals. But, like, right now, like you said, like, that's just so many roaches, and it looks like he tried to get in there. Oh, but Hydra's going to take that down. He's too busy worrying about the other side. A good little trap there, as now he has an Observer and able to pick some of those off. But, basically, as these Hydras get in here, Hydras are good against literally every unit in this composition. They are fantastic. So he's trying to take this. Oh, and good force fields to begin with. He's got the Observer there. Those roaches are trying to creep in ever so slowly. He's holding tight, and the Immortals are going down. This is where you wished you had that Warp Prism to pick those up. Both of those go down, and now this is really, really tough with the Hydras in here. They're going to be able to tear through things. The front line is falling. The roaches are holding. Dipwood looks like he's being pushed back. Geeden is completely stabilized from this. 19 more roaches on the way. Nothing really coming for Dipwood. And I think this is the turning point where Geeden is saying, I think I held this off pretty well.
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with you. I mean, granted, we do have some Zealots walking into the main base trying to get some damage done. Gonna just randomly attack some of these drones. 4 drone kills so far. But yeah, with those burrowing now, basically the rest of the Zealots can just get cleaned up and mining will continue as needed.
Yeah, and this is kind of one of those things. So you see him building the robotics bay, and that's kind of like, well, he's going to need Colossi to get this, and he's just pretty far away, and oh, that poor Stalker got left behind. But I mean, he really needs them to be able to hold on here. No third base. I mean, he's in a world of hurt, and Geeden looks like he might just be pushing, like, I'm just gonna take this fight right to you.
Yeah, I mean, at this point with I mean, he's almost got 70 supply on his opponent, so he's definitely in a really good position to just move in here and start to get some serious damage done. Some more Zealots looks like they're being warped in over here at the main base. Gonna get a couple more drone kills, and actually gonna go ahead and pull back Geeden's army. And actually, surprisingly enough, the drops are actually looking pretty good. Will he be able to get the lair? That would actually be a really, really big win.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, for a second I thought Geeden was just like, well, whatever, I don't need that. I was like, no, Geeden, you need that. You need the lair. Must have the lair. And it looks like he responded appropriately and is getting out of there. But, I mean, dipwood is running out of minerals very, very quickly. He's got 65 left on that one patch I happened to click on. So probably less than 1,000 minerals overall left. And no plans for a third. And it looks like he's going to get a cannon to try to take care of that drone. But he's just not in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have the force fields that he can. Well, I mean,
he doesn't have the upgrades. I mean, it's rough. He's sitting at 1-2 upgrades. Geeden is that is, and dipwood's at 0-0-1. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's just waltzing right in. Lings are just screaming across the mineral line, and with all these units dying, I don't think there's really any way that dipwood can really come back from this. GG is going to be called. 440 Gaming taking game number